just got to scoot in here, dude. It's
Yeah, you're a big scooter.
I'm kind of scooting chairs.
I won't lie, this piece of wood, like right.
I know this is not the not the ideal.
Yeah,
table, but it works for the time being. Not the ideal chairs either. We did get rid of the squeaky brown chair.
No squeaky brown chair.
No squeaking, but the trade-off, I guess, is that I'm just going to be adjusting myself the entire episode.
I like the height of this table. We definitely need taller chairs.
Yeah, the taller chairs is going to be
because the mic is.
You see what I'm talking about last episode with the kids' table thing?
Yeah, it does feel like I'm sitting at the kids' table.
Yeah, so a little bit higher here. Be all right.
I think we're good.
Be a little better after I get this open.
Wait.
Are you actually going to want to sync it?
Yeah, we'll sync it this time.
On zero?
On zero.
Three.
Hold on, let me get my finger.
Finger into there?
Yep.
You can count down.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Big and Stuff podcast. I'm Logan. That's Greg.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I didn't even think to try it.
It's a little pineapple mango hard seltzer.
That's good as hell.
Florida seltzer? Oh, from my home.
From your home. I just I stopped at a little market on my way over to your house today. Because the last time I was there, they had Pabst Blue Ribbon coffee beer, which very good. Would recommend. I was going to get some of those to bring over here for today, but
coffee beer.
They were all out.
Sound good.
And my brother got this one of these last time we hung out. Did you try one when we hung out last time?
No, I think I just had the course.
It was good. So I saw this and I was like, I love pineapple and mango. I'll pick it up.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, dude.
Get that sweet. Dude, have you listened to that Jack Harlow song where he says
no,
he drinks pineapple juice so that he has sweet semen?
No, I haven't.
Immediately age restricted, my bad. My brother was telling me he can't watch our show because he's not 18, and so YouTube has our episodes age restricted.
Rest in peace, that sucks, dude. Tell him to just make a fake account.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
That's what I did. Well, never mind. Let's not get into that.
No, dude, I think when I first made my YouTube account, I said I was like 50.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure everyone does that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a teenager.
Except for your brother, apparently.
No, he's too honest.
Hell yeah, dude. How have you been?
Been pretty good. Anyway, I wanted to get back onto that song, though, because I was looking up the lyrics just to make sure I heard him right.
Yeah.
And, dude, there's like 15 songwriters on that song.
What?
It was like written by, and then it was like just a laundry list of names.
That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know how it takes that many people to come up with lines.
With a line saying,
dude, and it's so funny.
It's
so funny because...
Oh my god.
No, he says semen. He doesn't say
semen.
No,
sorry,
but,
that's a little bit.
But the way he says it, he goes, sweet. Like, it sounds like he's just, like, struggling to get out that line.
He probably is. It's probably cringy as hell to say that, dude.
That's so funny. Maybe that's why his last album didn't do very well.
Probably. I didn't listen to it.
Yeah. Did you ever have Sea Monkeys as a kid?
I don't think so. I think I always
bring back like a weird memory of like being at a store and seeing
sea monkeys wanting them.
Dude, I went down this weird rabbit hole last night of like learning about sea monkeys. I don't know why. Like, I think I was watching something and somebody mentioned sea monkeys like in the show I was watching. I was like, yo, that's like a deep memory unlocked. I got to go check out sea monkeys. So I looked it up and I was just looking, and there's like a whole Reddit community of people who like raise sea monkeys, and they're like posting pictures of how their sea monkeys are doing. And I'm like, this is so bizarre.
That's insane.
It's like a whole subreddit.
Did you ever have them when you were a kid?
No, I always wanted them though.
Damn.
And I was always mystified by how they worked, because I'm like, how did you have eggs and you just put them in water and then it's a creature? But it was sitting at the store for like a year before I bought it. Apparently, if you like freeze dry the eggs, they can survive for like a couple years, just like in a dormant state.
What?
And then you put them in salt water, and within a day they're hatching and they're moving around.
Do we need to get some fucking sea monkeys for the podcast?
I want to. We can put them right here.
Hell yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Too small. I think they only get like that big to be able to see.
We can set it here, and then everybody will know what it is. And you know, like
once we have to grow them, we can just buy a used container of sea monkeys.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah, but I guess you like sprinkle stuff in there, and it makes it grow algae, and then that's what they eat.
Weird.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know much about sea monkeys. That's kind of wild.
Neither did I. I went on I was trying to go to bed, but I just kept opening up new tabs of researching sea monkeys.
4:00 in the morning. That's a nice looking sea monkey.
I know, right? It's ridiculous. They are kind of cool looking creatures. The brine shrimp, I guess, is what they're actually called.
Yeah.
But they're like little, I don't even know how to describe them. They look like skeletons. It's like a skeleton creature, like a horseshoe crab.
Yeah.
But tiny and skeletal.
That sounds whack.
It's very strange. I'll have to show you a picture after the episode.
And then I can put one up so everybody
people know what we're talking about. Yeah, but then the pictures that they use in the marketing for sea monkeys is super goofy because they look like people, but with antennas, and they're kind of monkey people, mermaids with antennas. It's very strange.
Whack. It sounds whack.
Yeah, we'll put a picture of that on the screen too. It's funny, having a podcast and watching it back makes me hyper cognizant of my word choice. I was watching the last episode, and holy cow, I say so much. It was unbearable.
How do you mean? How do you mean?
Just like that. It was unbearable to listen to once I noticed it. I hope I didn't ruin that for you. Anybody who was we got a little
fly.
Little fly in the
bug.
room. Anyway, I say a lot. So this episode, my challenge is to try to cut down on saying
every
so
time
much.
you say
you get to punch me in the face. No, don't punch me in the face. But I'm gonna try to stay aware of it, and I'll try to tone it down a little bit.
When you do, I'll wink at you.
Yeah, just like that. I gotta tell you though, it was very hard to describe those sea monkeys without saying It was.
It's a word that you just you don't. See, I just did it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just did it.
Just
you don't even think about it. You just use it, and it's hard to get away from it.
Mm-hmm. It's just a natural part of my speech pattern at this point. I've gotten pretty good at not saying and a ton of the time. I still do sometimes, but there we go. But but is a hard one to get away from. My dad was telling me a story. He was in the Air Force.
Yeah,
and I guess they had some kind of a public speaking thing within his training. I don't know the specifics of it, but apparently they had to give a speech, and anytime they did a verbal pause, like saying or or something like that, they would have these rubber balls, and they just huck it at whoever's on stage every time you said it to train you into not saying that.
You got any rubber balls?
That's what I'm saying. You got to punch me in the face every time I say as a verbal pause. It's so hard to get away from. It's weird that we do things like that in speech.
It is.
But I think most of the time you don't notice it. Because if I'm talking to somebody and they do that a lot, it doesn't bother me.
No.
But I guess it's when it's your own self doing it and you're listening to it back.
I think also when you're in a conversation talking and somebody says or a lot, I mean, you can kind of notice, but when you're watching somebody else talk or yourself, in a video, I did it again.
Yeah. It's so hard. I think the more you think about it, the harder it is to not do it.
But let's start over.
Go ahead, take your time, dude.
So when you're watching like that, you're noticing it more and more and more. But when you're talking to someone, it's a little easier to not notice.
Yes. Because you didn't say it to me. I know we have one singular little tiny a fruit fly or something buzzing around the room.
Killing me.
I don't know why they want to get so close to you. I think it's something about the carbon dioxide.
Maybe.
They did it again, like something about the carbon dioxide. All right, we're going to drop it. I'm not going to bring it up every single time I do it. Oh, no. We're stuck in a cycle now. Need another sip of this. Loosen myself up. Just like that.
I'm loose.
Yeah. See that SpongeBob episode where he does this? I always wanted to really be able to bend my arms like he does when I was a kid.
Like all rubbery like that?
Yeah, let's not get onto another tangent. What was I talking about to begin with?
Just
doing that?
Yeah.
Whatever, we don't talk about that
I don't remember what we were talking about, bro.
So I was up very late last night researching sea monkeys, and I didn't go to bed until around, I want to say 5 a.m. or something like that. Well, I don't get home from work until 3 a.m., so it's not actually that bad.
Yeah, true.
But I was playing some Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Oh, and I almost vomited.
Yeah, I don't know what vendetta you have against Monster Hunter, why you don't like it. I'm convinced I'm convinced that if you just let it click for you, you would like it. Because we had the same issue with Dark Souls. You hated Dark Souls, you didn't want to play it.
It just doesn't click. Dude.
But once clicks,
there's no click.
Just needs to click.
It hasn't clicked.
I want it to click for you because I'm convinced you would like it. It would be such a fun co-op game to play with all the boys.
Well, not in Isaiah anymore. But
we all have Monster Hunter World on PlayStation.
True. Damn it, you just gave it to me.
Yeah.
There's no excuse now.
Anyway, I was playing that.
Yeah.
But man, my Switch has the worst controller drift I have ever experienced in my days.
Really?
My left Joy-Con is stuck moving forward. So my guy, even if I'm not touching the controller, will just be walking forward at all times. And it's gotten so bad that sometimes, even if I'm pushing away from it, it'll still walk forward a little bit. So I'm all juddery.
Jesus.
And I don't want to walk forward, or I want to only walk forward, and I have to maneuver around it. It doesn't do it all the time, but when it happens, it's bad.
Are these your new Joy-Cons?
I don't have new Joy-Cons.
I thought you got new ones for Christmas.
No, I asked for new ones for Christmas, but I didn't get them.
Rest in peace. So that's still like the original model Switch with your original model.
Yes, those are my original ones, and they've worked for a long time. Since I got it, I think I got it in 2018, and they've worked up until now. So that's not too bad, but
still,
they're starting to go on me, and it's pretty annoying.
And they're expensive.
I know, it's like $70 for.
You may as well just get a Pro controller.
That's what I'm thinking.
Point. Yeah.
Can I borrow your Pro controller since you're not playing your Switch right now? Just borrow it until I buy new Joy-Cons?
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot easier.
And I have 2 Joy-Cons at work, so if I ever want to use my Switch, I have Joy-Cons at work, so it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And I've been playing it. I haven't played it a little bit, but mostly undocked. So
did you get the new booster pack for Mario Kart?
Oh yeah, dude, but I haven't played it. I just found out last night because I was watching some Donkey videos and I saw that he posted a video about him playing the new Mario Kart levels.
I was like,
it's like one of his streams.
Oh, it's like a stream highlight. I gotcha.
Yeah. But I was like, oh shoot, there are new courses out, so I'm definitely going to be hopping on that.
Just let me know how those are.
Yeah, they look fun as hell.
I heard the last ones. Did you get the last batch too?
Yeah,
I heard they were a little bit basic.
They were
pretty.
They were pretty just like what Mario Circuit in like the original base game. Most of them are pretty similar to that. There were some cool. There's a Eiffel Tower one that's pretty cool.
There's like a Tokyo track.
The Tokyo track one. Cool. I fucking hate that one. That's the hardest one for me. Yeah, I tried to 100%. all of the courses on 150cc, that one gave me the hardest time.
Man.
And just that track in that...
Is 150cc the fastest, or does it go up to 200?
200 is the fastest.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with 200,
it's
dude.
Too hard. I gotta turn on the auto aiming, like your little brother wants to play
cheat mode. Yeah, even 150 fucks with me, dude. Because
150 can be tough.
My problem with Mario Kart is the 100 cc's is piss ass easy.
Yeah. The 100 cc is mega easy, but then 150 is really tough. It's I wish there was a
125.
A 125. Yeah. And we're synchronized. We each have one fruit fly around us. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't have any. Can
you pop your window open a little bit? I'm getting a little warm in here, bro.
Oh, really?
Because I got jeans on today.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Unless that.
It's kind of cold out today.
I know. It's kind of nice.
Kind of chilly. Yeah, I'll open this up. Maybe we'll get some more light in here.
Oh, maybe, dude. While you're up, may as well check and make sure the camera's still recording.
Yeah, why not? Okay, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Just a little breeze.
Looks like we're still recording. It's very annoying, this glare up on my poster. I got this new poster. I got it framed. So excited, and it's
You know what? If we get like a lamp here and a lamp in that corner, I think we'll be.
We can
probably
just turn off this main light and use the secondary lighting. I think that'll be good because this is such a cool poster. I was so stoked to get it and put it in the background, and this light just absolutely ruins it. I can't even see Godzilla's face.
God, that poster is badass.
It's very cool. I'm so stoked I got it. It was only like $12, man.
Yeah, dude. What a steal.
Honestly.
What a steal.
Super cool. Not a huge fan of Godzilla Final Wars, though. I've seen that a couple times.
Which one is Final Wars?
That's the one where Rodan goes to New York and the guy's hats blow off and it's like,
I love that one, dude. It's such a meme.
That part is really funny, but a lot of it just has to do with like Japanese... There's a Japanese super soldier program or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude. I actually like that one.
I thought it was boring.
It's goofy. That's why I like it.
It's very goofy. That whole era is very goofy. Although I do like Godzilla versus Destroya. That's a fun one.
Yeah. I gotta watch that, dude. That's like your favorite one.
It's my favorite of the Heisei era Godzilla movies. I think it's Heisei. I hope I'm saying that right.
What's the one where he like fights like a gajillion different monsters from this era?
That's Final Wars.
It is Final Wars.
Pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, I do like Final Wars then. Yeah, because he fights Godzilla 2000, right? The
Zilla,
Zilla
from the Roland Emmerich movie.
Yep.
I think it's Roland Emmerich that did that one.
I think so. With oh my god, what's his name?
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller. yeah. I like that. I like that one a lot. Soundtrack on it.
It's a slapping poster, though. I gotta say, very good poster.
And for a couple other things for $12, bro.
It's a steal.
You cannot.
It's a steal and a half. Yeah, I mean, I like the movie well enough. I have the Blu-ray, but it's just not my favorite Godzilla movie.
Sure.
It is a really slapping poster, though. I'll give it that.
Hell yeah.
So we've managed to make it about 15 minutes into the episode without touching our notes.
A good thing, too.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So we were going to review the newest Chainsaw Man chapter this week, but there was no chapter this week. It got delayed.
For a good reason.
Yeah, so there was an interview with the creator of Chainsaw Man, and he said that this chapter was delayed because he's preparing something special for the next episode. I don't know what that may be.
What could that mean?
He said also reasons that chapters could get delayed. I don't know if he's referring to this time or if in the future, if there are more delays so he doesn't have to re-explain himself every time. But he says if he's making a chapter with more pages, then it might get delayed. Or if he has to do color artwork for like a volume cover, then it could get delayed as well.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe this will be a longer chapter or maybe it's like the return of Denji. And so he wants it to be extra special. He wants to go hard on the artwork. Yeah. I'm not sure. But alas, no chapter this week.
It comes out this week, though, doesn't it? Or do we not have a release date for the chapter?
Next Wednesday, yeah.
So this upcoming Wednesday.
The chapter will be out by the time this episode comes out.
That was my
not
question.
Going to be out in time for us to talk about it on this episode.
Obviously. Honestly, I'm fine with waiting 2 weeks.
Yeah, if it's going to be an extra special, like really cool chapter.
Well, and even just in general, every 2 weeks is a fine release schedule. Every week.
I mean, I read stuff monthly, and so it's not that bad.
Right. Every week seemed like it was going to be kind of hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could put out, even if I was like writing manga and drawing and that kind of stuff, I don't think I could put it out weekly. That just sounds insane.
Well, you're not Tatsuki Fujimoto.
True. Very true.
Dude, you know what blows my mind is that JoJo was weekly for a significant portion of its run, all the way up through part 6.
Yeah.
All of parts 1 through 6 were weekly releases.
Which is insane, because part 6 goes nutso.
And the art is really good, too.
Part 5 goes nutso, too.
Yeah, honestly, the art is good all the way through. Yeah. It's a little bit goofy looking in parts 1 and 2 because it's a little bit like a Fist of the North Star knockoff. But starting with, I would say, part 3, like late part 3, it really comes into its own. And then the art is absolutely slapping from there on out.
Hell yeah.
It was on weekly releases. It's insane.
Incredible.
Araki's a very talented man. And then it was monthly consistently for parts 7 and 8 because they moved it. They moved it from Shonen Jump, which is a weekly magazine, to Ultra Jump, which is a seinen magazine.
Oh, it's not that.
That's not an Ultra Jump. That is just a special. That's
thing.
The JoJo magazine.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool that they did that. I enjoy the Part 8 style artwork of Jolene and Jotaro there.
I gotta say, cutting away from what we were talking about, I do like both the Berserk and the JoJo magazine right there.
It's cool to have them. I have not opened either of them. Actually, I opened the JoJo one, but I put it back in the packaging. I have not opened Berserk.
You looked at mine though, right?
I looked at through yours. Yeah. And I have read the chapter, but this is the original Young Animal, so it's in Japanese, which I've been practicing some Japanese.
Yeah.
But I don't know all my kanji, and
come on, dude.
It's a little hard. I don't think I could read a full-on manga chapter in Japanese just yet, but hopefully I'll get there. Dude, I just lost my streak on Duolingo. I had like a 100-day streak, and I lost it because I missed a day. I was so mad.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Mm-hmm.
How's it coming along? Still pretty good?
Yeah, it's all right. I haven't progressed past like section 2 or whatever of the. That's another thing I do a lot is say or whatever. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, no.
Or whatever is another. I don't know if it's necessarily a verbal stop, but it's like if I don't know what else to say about something, it's or whatever at the end.
Yeah, or. I've got shit that I say like that too.
Yeah, I'm sure if you keep an ear out, you'll notice both of us doing goofy stuff like that.
You'll see our mannerisms and our talking mannerisms. What is that called?
Your manner of speaking?
Yeah, maybe? I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know. It's all part of building a parasocial relationship so you can pretend like you're friends with us. We're not there yet. Maybe we'll get a bigger following one day.
Someday, dude.
So no chapter, but we did get a trailer for the anime, and oh my goodness, that animation is god tier. It looks amazing. We're gonna be
fucking rolling in good stuff come October, dude.
Man, it's amazing. So we're getting Stone Ocean September, and then Chainsaw Man October.
Which will probably...
It's going to be a weekly release thing as well. So that'll be cool. And it's coming out, I think Crunchyroll and Netflix are both going to have
it's going to be on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Although Netflix is a little bit goofy. Some stuff it doesn't do weekly drops for, like JoJo and other shows. Sometimes they'll wait until it's all aired in Japan, like weekly.
Yeah.
And then they'll release it all at once on Netflix after it's already out. So if they're going to do that, then I'm going Crunchyroll. But if they do
I'll be re-upping my Crunchyroll subscription if that's the case.
But if they do it in the way that they did Komi Can't Communicate, where they released weekly episodes, and I think they did it for Blue Period and maybe a couple of other more recent anime as well.
Yeah.
Doing the weekly releases, but just on a slight delay from Japan, because I think they were 2 weeks behind off of what Japan was as far as TV airing. That wouldn't be so bad. I wouldn't mind... because Netflix, I already have it. I don't have the re-up subscription, so I wouldn't mind waiting a couple weeks and then watching it weekly on Netflix. But if they're going to do the Netflix jail thing and hold it all back until the whole season is out,
big time
pass. I'm just going to go to Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I will definitely. I will 100% re-up my Crunchyroll subscription for that anime.
Because, holy cow, the animation looks insane. The voice acting is super good. I Fairuz, the voice of Jolene, is going to be Power. Which, how perfect is that?
Power is one of my favorite characters.
Honestly. I'm so happy for her as a voice actress. Getting all these, like, massive roles. Jolene obviously was like a childhood dream,
dude.
One of the biggest franchises in Japan to be like the main character of the season is so awesome, and then to be the secondary lead of Chainsaw Man,
which is also my prophecy here. Chainsaw Man is going to be massive, dude. The anime has got to be like huge.
Oh,
like,
for
I feel like it's going to bring tons of people in.
The manga right now has already sold like
a ton,
20 million units or something like that.
Yeah.
Even which outside of Japan and before an anime adaptation has even happened is nuts. Like it's outselling series that have popular anime like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have an anime yet for people to like want to get into it, because a lot of the time people will watch the anime and then the end of the season will happen and then they were like, I want to finish the story, so they pick up the manga to read the rest of it.
Right.
People are just diving into the manga with no anime to set them up for it. So for the anime to come out and really blow it into the mainstream,
I'm hyped.
It's going to be crazy. The only other thing coming out, I think in fall, Spy Family is coming back, which Spy Family is huge.
As hell, dude.
Well, they just did like a mid-season break. It's not a season 2. It's the second half of season 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's another one I need to hop on to.
Yeah, very good, very fun, enjoyable slice of life. That was really popular.
It's kind of slice of life.
Yeah, it's a spy thriller, but it's a comedy, and it's mostly just the day-to-day life of like how this family that happens to be made up of a spy, an assassin, and a telepath operates. So
that sounds sick.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Hell yeah. That's on Hulu, isn't it?
It is on Hulu. Yeah, that's how I watched it. All 12, I think, episodes of the first half are out.
Okay.
And I would recommend watching it for sure. I think the dub might be available, although I watched it subbed because I'm not a loser.
Because you're a bitch.
No, I just enjoy the Japanese voice acting more.
I can't blame you. It depends on my mood whether I'm going to do sub or dub.
There's a couple of shows that I prefer dubbed.
Like what?
Dragon Ball is one. I watched Dragon Ball dubbed.
You don't like Goku's voice actor in Japanese?
It's just weird that it's an old lady. I mean, total respect to the voice actor. It's cool that they let her keep the job all the way from original Dragon Ball when he was a kid. But realistically, it's weird that he sounds like an old lady. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
Yeah.
No hate to the voice actress. She does a great job, but it's just not for me.
Yeah. I get that.
I also watched Evangelion dubbed.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a little bit annoying because the rebuild movies have a different dub cast than the Netflix version that I watched because Netflix redubbed it.
Did it take long for you to kind of adjust to the new voice actors in that?
No, not too long. I got used to it fairly quickly.
So did I, yeah.
You know what makes it even more confusing, though, is that the Blu-rays for the rebuilds have a different dub than the Amazon Prime version of the rebuilds. It's the same cast, it's the same actors, but they dubbed it differently. Like, they did the dub for the Blu-rays,
Yeah.
Funimation, I think, was responsible for that. But then when they released it on Amazon Prime, they redubbed it, and they brought most of the same actors back, but they just did the dub again.
Why?
I don't know, because Amazon is goofy.
Licensing, maybe?
Could have been to do with licensing, yeah. But also
Still
Netflix
goofy,
also redubbed it from the original dub that came out in the 90s. So there's so many Evangelion dubs. And if you want it, there's no consistent all the way through dub.
You kind
it's
of
very annoying. The only way to avoid it is to watch the Japanese version, which I don't have any problem with, but just... I started it dubbed, and so I wanted to watch it dubbed.
The dub is pretty good, too.
I like the... Okay, a lot of people hate on the Netflix dub. I enjoyed the Netflix dub.
Yeah, I think the hate comes from that line that they changed like a couple of lines.
Kaoru says, I love you in the original dub, but he says, I like you in the... in the redubbed version.
It is kind of a big change, but also chillax, guys.
It doesn't bother me that much. Yeah. I think it's more impactful if he says I love you, and that's why Shinji freaks out so much when he dies or when he's evil and he has to kill him.
Yeah.
God, I fucking love Evangelion. I know, dude. I just rewatched all of it. It's so good. Anyway, so yeah, I think it lends more gravitas to Kaoru saying I love you to Shinji, and that's why he freaks out so much rather than just I like you, because that could be like, you like your friends, so it's not the same. But at the same time, it's not a ruiner of the entire dub for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Also, I was waiting to open this till you were done with your first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just went for it. We got the first one synced up.
I know.
I'm sorry. That's my bad, dude. I wasn't paying attention. I actually noticed after I opened it that you hadn't opened yours, so you had nothing to add, that he wanted to sync it, but I was just going to let it go, hoping you wouldn't notice.
Oh, I noticed.
Also, Misato being voiced by... Casca, the same voice actress as the 90s Casca. Sick. Absolute mommy vibes, I gotta say.
Original Misato in like the original show is mommy vibes. Her in the rebuild movies, mega mommy vibes.
Oh yeah. The Netflix dub versus Well, okay, so the Amazon Prime version.
She kind of sounds like a smoker.
She's older. Yeah. They brought her back as the same voice actress as did the original dub, but she's older because it's been like 20, 30 years since the original Evangelion dub. But in the Blu-ray version, which was done like 10 years ago or something, she sounds less gravelly, which is nice. So rewatching, you've got the DVD of 1.11, right?
Yes.
Because you couldn't find a Blu-ray because they're really expensive.
I thought I found a Blu-ray and I ordered it on eBay, but then it came in and it was a DVD and I was like, fuck me.
It's crazy that the Blu-ray is so expensive. I don't know what happened. It's like $200 everywhere ridiculous. You see it. I bought it a long time ago, like years ago, because I was like, I want to get into Evangelion, so I'll just buy the Blu-rays. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah,
buy the Blu-rays buy the Blu-rays for the rebuild,
right?
So that I'll have them when I get to them. So I did that, and it was like $15 years ago.
God, fuck.
and then I didn't watch Evangelion for a long time. I just bought them, and then I kind of like fell off of wanting to watch it. And then you watched it, and then told me it was really good, so I watched it. Yeah. And then I was like, oh hell yeah, I've got the Blu-rays already. Like we're good to go.
Hell yeah.
And then you were trying to find the Blu-rays for the rebuilds, and 2 and 3 are not too bad. I found 2 and 3 is really, really expensive for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're out of print.
Yeah, they must be out of print, but I am so ready to get 3+1, dude.
Yeah, that's coming out pretty soon, I think. They're releasing a Blu-ray for it. Do you think they're going to redub it again for the Blu-ray release, or they're just going to use the Amazon dub?
They'll probably redub it.
Oh, my gosh, it's so hard.
That's probably what they'll do.
Just use the Amazon dub. I'm okay with it. It's fine.
It's going to get out quicker that way, too.
I want to rewatch it in Japanese, because that's the only way to have the consistent experience.
Right.
But I just rewatched it, so it'll be a while before I get to it again. Great show, though. And Chainsaw Man's going to be huge. I don't know how we got off at Chainsaw Man, but it's going to be awesome.
Because we just talk about
I'm super hyped about it. Comes out in October. Weekly releases is hype. I don't know why JoJo is stuck in batch releases. It makes me so mad.
It's dumb.
Dude, I was one of the people when they first announced that JoJo was going to be batch releases. I was like, no, it's not so bad. It's really exciting. We can watch 12 episodes all at once, and then in a couple months we'll get more episodes. It'll be great.
Yeah.
But then they waited 9 months between releases of batches, and the hype for it just absolutely dwindled.
Yeah.
And all the people saying, oh, the hype is dead, I'm not excited for Stone Ocean anymore. Get out of here.
Everybody's going to watch it.
The show itself is still fantastic.
Yeah.
the release schedule is bad, but that doesn't make the episodes themselves any worse.
Yeah.
And all the people saying that, like, oh, I'm not excited for JoJo anymore. Shut up.
Yeah.
Your opinion is not valid, okay?
First batch.
The first batch was so good. And it looks even better in the second batch. We get to see my boy Anasui. We get all those crazy fights in the maximum security arc. The biggest simp of all time.
The biggest simp of all time.
Diver down. His stand is awesome.
Oh, God.
It's so cool.
It looks so cool. Oh, God. I'm so excited.
Crispy, David production animation.
Less than a month.
I know, just a couple weeks. Dude.
Oh, my God. And we get All-Star Battle R2 in less than a month, dude.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit. That's going to
be fun. Yeah. So I guess the campaign in All-Star Battle goes through every JoJo part. Like, it's just retelling the story of the manga.
Badass.
So that's going to be super. Up to, I don't think they tell part 8 because that wasn't out yet. But
thank God.
Parts 1 through 7 are, that's the campaign. It's just a story mode of all three of the parts, and you do the different fights from every part. Very cool. And I'm hoping we get DLC for that, so we'll get some extra characters. They're adding more characters.
Maybe a Part 8 DLC would be fucking sick.
I would love to see some Part 8 representation, because I think only Josuke is in it.
That is
because that's all that was out. It was just the first couple chapters were even out when they released the game originally.
I gotta imagine they'll do DLC of Part 8 characters.
They've got to.
Yeah.
Because there's some cool stand users in Part 8 that I would love to see. You only got about halfway through Part 8.
I don't ask me anything about Part 8. I'm gonna have to start over from the beginning when I read it.
That's all right. He got about halfway through it, and I think it just had to read it on sketcy websites, and so
I just kind of stopped.
That's fine.
I did really like Part 8 though. Part 8 was really good with the parts that the part that I read. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's really a shame that the official releases of JoJo are so far behind Japan. Yeah. Because right now we're still working our way through Part 5, which released in the 90s in Japan. So it's taken a real long time for us to get through.
And like, I understand why they can't just release all of Part 5, Part 6, and Part 7 all at once, because like, that would be insane.
Yeah, the sales would cannibalize each other unless you're looking to buy the whole series, which I would like eventually to have the entire series physically would be great. But yeah, I've got that flash drive with all of it in color and English translated. Like, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine.
I agree. We'll have to hang out sometime, and I'll have to have you get the rest of it on for my PC.
Dude, it took forever to compile it though.
I bet it would be quicker on this, don't you think?
But I had to download image files of every page and individually compile them by hand. I had to take them and then convert the image to a PDF and then put it into a PDF like file builder and assemble it page by page, every single chapter of every single part. And I got all the way from Part 1 until about halfway through Part 8.
How long did that take?
Several days. I would work on it a couple hours a day, every single day for like a week.
Dude, maybe you just need to bring my laptop to work.
I did have a slow computer at the time, so that definitely slowed things down. But even on a fast computer, it would take a while.
Sure.
Even just to get through the rest of Part 8, just because it's a slow process. And also, I don't know how much JoJo's Colored Adventure has available.
Oh, right.
As far as, because they're the ones that I got all the files from. Mm-hmm. They're like a fan translating. Well, they don't color it. Shueisha releases official like digital colored volumes, but they only release it in Japanese, obviously, because the English version isn't even out in black and white yet, let alone in color. Right. So they take the Japanese scans that are in color, and then they just white out the speech bubbles and replace it with the English translation.
Gotcha.
And that's how we get the colored version of the English.
I got something in my eye.
The English version, one of those flies flew into your eye.
God dang, dude.
That's so annoying. I was at the park one time when I was a kid, and a wasp flew up my nose. It didn't sting me. It just went up there, and then it dipped. Freaked me out so bad, dude. And I already had like a phobia of like bees and wasps and stuff because I got stung a bunch of times as a kid.
Yeah.
I was mowing the lawn one time, and I ran over like a ground bee nest, and I got stung like 5 times trying to run away from them.
Yikes.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah. I feel like ground wasps sting harder, too.
Yeah, and it was in Florida, too, so they were big old suckers.
Jesus. Fuck Florida, dude. I'm staying out of there.
Make pretty good seltzers, though.
They make a good seltzer, but I don't want to live there.
Yeah, I don't mind going on vacation back to Florida, but
just quick little trips.
Yeah, I don't need to live there full time anymore. It's too hot. It's too humid.
Way too
ridiculous.
Hot.
So Power, I First. Scroll back up. I'm not done talking about the cast.
Sorry, dude. I thought we were getting close to the end of that.
Kikunosuke Toya is going to be playing Denji, and I looked him up. As far as I can tell, this is going to be his first major role in anything.
Because I looked him up too, and I was like, I couldn't find anything. I was like, what the hell does Greg want me to talk about this guy for?
Yeah, well, I wanted to talk about the fact that it's potentially, unless our reach is incomplete, this is his like big debut. Which, holy cow, what a huge role to have as your first role. Yeah. Although I guess Aiferu's her first big thing. I mean, she'd been in a couple small things beforehand, but her first big thing was Jolene, which is a huge thing to have as your first one. And it worked out fantastically. She, in my head, if I read the manga, it's her voice that I'm reading Jolene as, even though I'm reading it in English. Somehow, it's weird that you're able to do that. Like, when you're reading the subtitles of a show, it's like I can read it in the character's voice, even though their voice is in Japanese. It's
We've
like
got good imagination, bro.
I don't know, I guess it's just a cool thing that your brain is able to do. Like, what would their voice sound like if they spoke English? And you're just able to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway. What's going on?
Did you hear it?
Oh, that's my chair, dude.
What? Is there something outside the window right now, bro?
Yeah, there's a bird outside. That was a bird. That was wild. I thought it was my chair. I was trying to move it. It was just happening to sync up with how my chair was. There's a bird outside making a weird noise. I don't know if Mike will pick it up, but if it does, it's a bird. It's a bird.
It's a bird. Have you watched Sunny in Philadelphia?
I've seen a few episodes randomly here and there. I haven't like fully watched it though.
Okay, classic.
Yeah, it's funny what I have seen.
It's a good show, but they call the main lady in that show a bird all the time. That's like the main joke.
That's like a British thing, isn't it? Like they call women birds?
Yeah, but I think this is more like a negative connotation.
I think it kind of is in British slang too.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a Brit.
Bit sad, isn't it?
Tuesday? No, I can't do a British accent. I'm gonna stop before.
Oi! What's all this then?
You're telling me accent.
You're telling me you ain't got your license to have a bottle of water on a Tuesday? Bit sad, isn't it?
Oh shit! Rest in peace, all the British people.
Yeah, no, not even Americans watch this, so we're good.
Dude, I told you about my mom watching the podcast last
She sent you a text saying she's not a dusty old adult, right?
I didn't think she'd watch it. She sent me a text at like 10 o'clock and then she's like, I'm not a dry, dusty adult. And I fucking just died in my bed.
Yeah, you sent me the screenshot of that. That's awesome.
Oh, jeez.
So the composer I also want to talk about.
Okay.
Ushio Kensuke.
Yeah.
You know what else he did? This is going to get you excited for the music in this.
Okay, hold on. Let me compose myself.
He was the composer on Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. The music's going to slap, dude.
Oh, hell yes, dude. Badass.
Very excited. Dude, I listen to the soundtrack sometimes when I'm working out for Devilman Crybaby because it's a bopping soundtrack. Yeah, it goes hard. So for Chainsaw Man to have the same composer is very good news.
Kind of similar vibes too to the shows. I mean, not Chainsaw Man, but
it's both like devil human hybrids and like infiltrating society and cool fights. Yeah, similar vibes.
That's pretty heavy.
That's a solid pull for the composer. He's done a couple of other things too, but that's the big one that got me really excited. And so I wrote down the director is going to be Ryu Nakayama. We still good?
We're good.
Sick. And I wrote his name down because I was like, oh, he directed some stuff that I wanted to talk about that he also directed. Completely forgot what he directed. I should have wrote it down.
You want me to look it up real quick?
Yeah, we can do it. You want to just toss his name a quick Google? I also wanted to talk about the animation because I've seen some people complaining that the animation in the trailer is not as good as it was in the first trailer.
Really?
And we talked about this last time, how the trailers are specifically animated ahead of time because obviously they don't have the footage from the show to pull from yet. Just open up his IMDb. So they don't have the footage to pull from, so they specifically animate the trailer. And let's see what he's got.
Pokemon? Did you watch that? Pokemon I Choose You? That was the one about Pikachu and he talks at the end?
I did not see that, no.
I didn't see it either. Sword Art.
He talks like he speaks English?
Yeah.
Or Japanese, probably, but
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Weird. Oh, One Punch Man. He was the key animator on One Punch Man. That was the big thing that I wanted to bring up.
Nice.
And also key animator on Kill la Kill.
Holy moly.
So
Hunter x Hunter too. I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, but
I think it's just Hunter x Hunter, kind of like Spy Family.
No, it's Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, dude. But that looks like the movie, like Hunter x Hunter: The Last Mission. That's probably a movie.
Yeah.
So key animator on that. Key animator on One Punch Man.
That's nuts.
Key animator on Kill la Kill. That's pretty impressive. This is his directorial debut, but he's been a key animator on lots of shows before that. And I gotta say, those are some good ones to have been a key animator on.
100%, dude. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So back to the animation, people were complaining. Oh, it doesn't look as good. The shading isn't as nice. Okay, if you didn't have the original PV to compare it to, no chance you'd be saying that, because the animation is spectacular in this new trailer, and it's real footage this time because the show was mostly done. Yeah. Or at least the first few episodes, I got to imagine, are mostly done. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, the pedigree behind this at Mappa
just kills it every time, dude.
I know, they really are knocking it out of the park.
They're an A1 studio for sure.
Yeah, they also did. I don't know if you know, they did like Death Note and Parasite also.
I did know that, but I've not watched either.
Yeah, those are both great shows. Mm-hmm. And then obviously Attack on Titan final season, which
awesome,
really good. And that's something that's given me more faith in the Dragon Ball movie being mostly CGI. Mm-hmm. Is the CGI. Part 1 of final season was a little bit sketchy, but then part 2, the CGI on the Titans improved dramatically. It looked really good.
Most definitely.
So I've got full faith in this team. They seem like they're really passionate. They said they're not going to censor anything, and also, not censoring anything. And also, I heard that there is going to be a couple of like anime original scenes, like scenes that they're adding in that are only in the anime.
That's cool.
So that'll be pretty sick. Not like filler, but like just extra dialogue and like little things here and there.
This is just a side thing.
Yeah.
Are we trying to keep this more family oriented, or are we still going like talking however we want?
We can talk however we want.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
It's too late at this point to make this a family show.
I know, but I just like just for further notice. I just was curious if we were trying to stay more. We don't care though.
We don't care. It's fine. This show is not for children. Okay. If you're watching this with your kids, then you have a lot of faith in your kids. That's up to you,
dude. Anyway,
this is for, I guess our target audience is people our age.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought too. But earlier when you were talking about Justin not being able to watch it, I just wasn't sure.
Dude, if I was that concerned, I would have not have said the word semen in the first 5 minutes of the
episode. You could have just been talking about guys on ships, bro.
Yes, sailors. Seamen. Dude, that's so funny that's what they're called. I cannot say that without laughing. I guess that makes me a child.
But I am a seaman.
I love seamen. Respect our country. Man, what a raw deal. Air Force guys get to be airmen, but if you're in the Navy, you have to be seamen? Come on now. Come on.
And, like, Navy guys get worked the hardest, too, I'm pretty sure.
My stepdad was in the Navy, but, I don't know. It's not like he told me a ton about it.
Sure.
But, yeah, I guess.
I feel like Navy
just think
guys,
having to be on a ship all the time would suck. With only other guys, no wonder they're called seamen.
That's what they're filled with.
Okay, you took it a step further than I was going to, but we'll roll with it. Yeah, so the October release date I was talking about, that's on Tokyo TV, I believe.
Okay.
But
I assume Crunchyroll
will probably be day and date. Netflix is the one I'm concerned with, but we touched on that earlier.
Yeah.
And then, it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid show. I'm pretty stoked about it.
And, like, I hope it's very faithful to the manga, too.
I imagine it will be. It seems like the whole crew behind it is like big fans. Like they seem to be really into it. They're committed to not censoring anything. They're committed to like fully adapting. I wonder how long it'll go for though. Like, do you think it's going to cover all of part one? Like, I mean, how much of the manga do you think it'll cover? Because it seems like if they're just doing like a 2-core thing, like 24 episodes, that seems like a little bit too few to cover 11 volumes, especially if they're going to add in little anime original content.
Damn, I don't know.
So either it's going to be a little compressed, or stuff is going to be cut, or
they only do part of it. I can't imagine that
they'll make it like a second season, or maybe this season will just be longer. Maybe it'll be like a JoJo season, and it'll be like 40 episodes.
40 episodes.
So that could be cool.
That would be bad.
There's no rule that says you have to do cores.
Right.
That's just the standard. But there's no. They don't have to. They can do it like JoJo does it.
Yeah. Or maybe even 30 episodes or something. Yeah. Just
I think probably 30 episodes would be,
in.
because 11 volumes isn't a ton of material to cover,
Right.
but I just feel like it's more than 24 episodes.
For sure. I don't know. That would be cool. I hope that they completely adapt everything. That would be sick.
Same. Dude, I'm so excited to see that final fight with, like, the Unleashed form Denji versus all the hybrid devils. That's going to be so insane. And he gets launched up into space, and then he rips his heart out and throws it down, and then it regenerates around the heart. Like, it's going to be so cool. And with the level of animation that we've seen so far,
it's going to be badass.
It's so cool.
It's going to be very excited. Badass. The whole show is going to be rock solid. I can already tell. Yeah. I can feel it in my bones.
Hey, Isaiah, specifically.
We're calling you out right now.
I know you're watching this. Read Chainsaw Man. And if you don't read it, you have to watch the anime, all right? That's the deal. You can read it or you can watch it, but you got to experience it somehow.
Okay, time out. Oh, wait, you just said you could do one. Either one. Yeah, either one. Watch or read. If you want to watch it, I will give you my Crunchyroll subscription information so you can watch it, bro. But you have got to watch this shit. It's fucking good.
If you read it, you'll want to watch it.
Yeah.
But if you don't read it, at least watch it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And also, fucking read Berserk, you bitch.
Yeah, get on it. Last time we recorded an episode with you, you were on that same volume that you're still currently on.
Volume 3, I think. Yeah.
Get through it, man. Anyway, that was just for you. We'll go back to talking to everybody else now.
So,
speaking of things that I'm hyped for.
Yeah, dude. I think we should talk about Resident Evil. Just kidding.
I was like, you skipped the whole section of notes there, bud.
Just kidding.
So, we got a little bit of an interesting situation going on here, right?
Topic change.
Yeah, we're switching gears. The Callisto Protocol and the Dead Space remake are coming very soon.
Very soon.
And close to each other.
Yes.
Callisto Protocol comes out in December. Dead Space comes out in January.
Hopefully.
That is the current release date. That's all I know.
Yep.
If it gets delayed...
I'm wondering if it might get delayed because we've only gotten one teaser. Maybe, and it was just a teaser.
Maybe EA is just confident that it will sell, and so they're not going ham on it. Or maybe we're about to get a bunch of trailers soon. Yeah, something like that.
I hope so.
When is the next game festival? Is Gamescom coming up? That's in October, right? I could be way off. We can double check. We'll fact check ourselves right now.
That's why we got a little PC rolling right here. Gamescom.
Because I gotta imagine they will...
August, bro. So, very soon.
Okay, so maybe we get some more stuff at Gamescom.
In 2 weeks, yeah. That'd be sick.
Anyway, those two are coming out very close to each other. And it's interesting because the director of the original Dead Space, Glenn Schofield, is... After EA was shut down by... Or EA was shut down. Visceral was shut down by EA. He and some of his people went off to found Sledgehammer Games where they did a couple Call of Duty games, I think.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare. Something else. Right?
They did Advanced Warfare and World War II. I think. Those are the two Sledgehammer Call of Duties, which they were pretty fun. I enjoyed those. And now, I don't know if it's still Sledgehammer or if it's if they have changed studios again, but it's Glenn Schofield. And
it's a different studio.
It's okay.
It is a different studio. I can't remember what it's called, but it is a different studio.
So Glenn Schofield and quite a few of the developers that worked on the original Dead Space. It was the first 2 Dead Space games because 3 was a little goofy. We just burped at the same time. It was a synchronized burp. They moved and they made their own studio, and now they're making a title that is a spiritual successor to Dead Space, and it's coming out just a little bit before the official EA remake of the original Dead Space. So they're competing against themselves almost. Right. It's a very interesting situation that we're in with those 2 competing games. Callisto Protocol looks really cool. I sent you a photo or a video of the tech demo. What'd you think of that?
It looks awesome, dude. I took some notes down here. It looks fucking sick, dude.
Right? It's
very excited.
It reminds me a lot of Dead Space. It's very similar vibes. Set in outer space, survival horror type deal.
I've not played Dead Space, but you rave about Dead Space 1 and 2 all the time.
One of my favorite video game series of all time. It's right up there with Resident Evil for me. I think it's better than a lot of the Resident Evil games are even.
Damn.
It's I'll try to sell you on it real quick here.
Sell me.
Imagine...
you want another beer, bro?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Did you want to try to sync up
I would like to sync it up this time.
Okay, imagine a Resident Evil game similar to like 2 or 3, the remakes, not the originals. Similar to that.
1.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was.
I wasn't ready. I didn't have my finger ready yet.
You got to prep better than that.
Well,
dude.
we got to cheers, dude. Let's take a cheers.
There you go.
Now sell me on Dead Space.
I will. Resident Evil, over-the-shoulder style camera, third-person deal.
Yep.
You are an engineer who is sent to a spaceship that is a planet cracker set in the distant future.
A planet cracker?
Yeah, they call it a planet cracker.
Like a Death Star.
Kind of. So what it is in the distant future, Earth is running out of resources. So we're sending out these huge ships out into space, and they go down to planets, and they just rip up massive chunks, like pull entire continents out of the planet.
Holy shit.
And just mine it and drill it and
for
harvest it of everything that it has and just completely destroy the planet and harvest it for all of its resources. Yeah. So this planet cracker, the USG Ishimura, is the first planet cracker ever. And now it's old because there's a bunch of them. But this is like the
original one.
Yeah, it's like a derelict, like old ship that's gone out. It's in space, and it finds this planet called Aegis 7. And cracking it open, digging it up, and they find something, this artifact that they call the marker.
Okay.
And everybody who's working on the ship starts to go insane.
Oh.
It's like this crazy, like spiraling structure. It's glowing red and stuff. People have no idea what's going on. Everybody on the planet and working on the ship just loses their mind, violent psychosis. Everybody's going nuts simultaneously. Jesus. And then communications blackout all over the ship. And so nobody knows what's going on. The company that owns it sends out a repair crew, and you're an engineer on that repair crew.
Okay.
You go to the ship, you land on it, and it's just nothing. Nobody's on the ship. It's completely gone. Like everybody's disappeared. So you're walking around, you're trying to fix different parts of it, and then you start being attacked by these things. Okay. Nobody is entirely sure what they are. They kind of look like people, but they also kind of look like they could be aliens. They're just mangled abominations of bone and flesh. I showed you the Dead Space book.
The Dead Space book.
Yeah, just like insane looking zombie alien creatures.
Yeah.
Just infesting the entire ship. And basically, your job is to get the ship running again so you can get the hell out of there and escape. Because your little vessel that you come in on is destroyed on impact.
Brutal.
So you're stuck on this ship in the middle of space, like hundreds of light years away from Earth, hundreds of light years away from anybody that could help you, completely isolated on a space station filled with awful abominations of monsters.
Jesus.
And you just have to figure out as an engineer, because he's not like a space marine. He's just an ordinary guy.
He's just a dude.
So he's got to go around.
An engineer at that.
Yeah. So he's just got to go around and fix various parts of the ship, try and repair his ship so he can escape and get things running
trying
again.
To be killed.
And yeah, so all of your weapons are like mining equipment and engineer tools.
Yeah.
You've got like a saw and like a plasma cutter and just like engineering and mining tools that you pick up around the station that you have to fight with. And also the HUD, there's no HUD in the whole game. Everything is displayed in universe. So like your health bar, instead of being like a bar at the top of the screen, your character has this, it's called a rig. And so it's like a safety device in universe, so you can see how well your teammates, like your crew, is doing. And so it monitors your vitals and displays that on the back of your suit, like along your spine. And so that's your health bar. It's like on the character. And so it's like an in-universe thing.
That's
of like
fucking sick.
So you die and it starts to go down and turn red, like as you get injured, and then you can use healing packs that like stimulate your immune system or whatever for self-healing, and then it fills it back up. So your health bar is on the character. Like
that's fucking sick.
And all of your menus are just like a hand like hologram that the character actually goes through and like scrolls through and all that stuff.
Time out, bro. This remake sounds like it's going to be fucking sick. If this is what
the original
2008
game, yeah.
This remake sounds like it's going to be badass. And I'm not a huge horror game fan. Like, I've played the Resident Evil games, but very slowly because I get spooked out. This game and the Callisto Protocol, both two games I definitely want to play.
Yeah. So everything is in universe. You've got, all your meters and like everything that you would usually have as a HUD is in universe. Your ammo count is just displayed on the weapon as like a little hologram above the weapon.
Sick.
So like everything is explained as like something that the characters in that world use, as opposed to being an on-screen like element. So it's very immersive.
Hold on, again, let me take a time out. So that makes me even more excited for the remake, because that means you're going to get more like good graphic stuff in screen rather than having it all muddled up by HUD stuff.
Yeah, there's no HUD. It's all just like in-universe stuff.
I'm playing Spider-Man, this is a total jump off, but when I'm playing Spider-Man on PS4, I turn the HUD off because, like, I just like to fucking swing through the city and get, like, the whole thing on my TV and just fucking be in it.
Yeah, so it's that, but horror.
That sounds fucking sick.
Yeah, and you get and you're just going through this ship, and like you're starting to try and figure out what the like what happened in this place, and you get like audio logs and text documents and stuff that you can find as you try to explore the ship and fix everything.
Typical game stuff.
Yeah, typical game stuff. But it's a really interesting story of what this thing is that they found on the planet, and it ties into this religion that exists, in universe called Unitology, where people worship these things. And they
damn.
And so you've got, different factions on the ship. Everybody's already dead when you get there, but you can see aftermath of this, of like the Unitologists like praying to this divine artifact that they found.
Yeah.
And, other people are like not Unitologists and they're freaked out by this. And then so they start like infighting and like people are being executed.
Damn.
And all of this crazy stuff happens before you get there. And then you're just in the aftermath of it. They made like some animated movies and stuff that just like of what happened
like
if you get really into the lore. Yeah.
Sure. Did you watch them?
I did. Yeah.
Are they good?
Pretty solid. One of them, they made 2 prequel movies. One is better than the other. One of them is a little goofy, but the other one was good.
Yeah.
You just have to survive and escape from this place. And some really crazy stuff happens. Also, your girlfriend, the character's girlfriend, is on board this ship when everything goes down. And so you're also, your secondary mission is to try to find her and rescue her from this situation and hope that she's alive.
Don't tell me.
All you have is like a message from her right at the start of the game that your character is watching, and then you go into gameplay, and it's like, he's like, I'm going to go see my girlfriend on this ship that I'm repairing. And then he gets there and he's like, oh,
I don't know if she's going to be alive. Yeah. That sounds badass.
It's very cool. It's one of my favorites. The original holds up. I mean, obviously, it's on the Xbox 360 generation.
Doesn't look as good.
So it doesn't look as good. But I started replaying it a couple days ago just because I got the art book and then it started to make me want to get into it. So I started replaying the original Dead Space. I just broke out my old Xbox 360 and set it up in the living room. And dude, it holds up surprisingly well. It's 30 FPS, but it's a really stable, like solid, no dips. So it didn't bother me to play it at all.
Nice.
30 FPS is annoying if it's jittery, but if it's smooth, it's not too bad. Because like you watch movies at 24 FPS, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And for an Xbox 360 game,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it.
Are you HDMI'd up over there?
Yeah, I am.
Fuck yeah.
Because I have the Slim. It doesn't have the.
Oh right. Because
you've got the original white one. Yeah, I had one of those and I got the red ring of death. Man, I got an Xbox 360 later than it came out. I got it in like middle school.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I think I got mine in middle school too.
Yeah. Which was a few years after it had already been out.
Yeah.
But I got the red ring of death on mine. And I had to change it out like 3 times, and I kept getting the same issue because I was buying pre-owned ones.
Oh yeah, because they're cheaper.
Yeah, so I kept getting the red ring of death on the original white Xboxes.
Damn it.
And so eventually, I was like, okay, we have to bite the bullet and get the more expensive, the slim model because it doesn't have the red ring anymore.
Yep.
That was such a pain. Those games would just shut off in the middle of playing, and the console would go red ring, and I could play for maybe 5 minutes at a time. Some games wouldn't even load. It was a nightmare.
When I move into my own place, I definitely want to get like a nice Xbox 360 so I can play my Xbox 360 games.
You could get an Xbox One. Those will probably be cheap in a few years.
Oh shit!
And then they all have backwards compatibility.
Backwards compatible,
or even a Series X if you wanted to spring for a bigger one, because they're backwards compatible to the 360 too. I think
aren't they even back to Xbox?
Yeah, the original all Xbox games. That's something I wish PlayStation would do because they just don't, man.
Interesting. That might be something I'd like to get.
Yeah, so the Series X, that's something that they got over PlayStation.
It's a ways away for me. I do not need I don't play enough games right now to buying
you
it.
just got the PS5,
right.
And also you have a nice PC, so...
Yeah, exactly. And I can fucking play whatever the hell I
Xbox
want
Game
on my
Pass,
PC.
It works on PC.
Exactly.
Yeah, so...
Well, and with Steam, there's like an infinite.
Oh yeah,
number
you
of
could if
games
you
on
wanted to
Steam.
play. I mean, might as well just wait for the remake at this point. But if you wanted to play the original ones, I bet they're great on PC.
I bet it's cheap as piss on PC.
Oh, probably. Too. It's a 14-year-old game.
Yeah.
Unless EA is like, oh, people are hyped for the new one. Let's jack up the price on the original.
Maybe if I really like the remake, I could get the second and third game to play the second.
Oh yeah,
and third game.
dude, 2 is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything of what happens in 1 because it leads into 2. But
watching that video you sent me, I saw the eye scene.
Oh my gosh, that is traumatizing. I played that in like 7th grade, and I was like,
oh, I can just imagine me playing that in 7th grade and just being fucking scarred for life.
Oh man, that was a story to tell my friends about.
And not your parents.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was another weird thing. They're like, yeah, you can play whatever video games, that's fine. Dude. Yeah, so Callisto Protocol is going to be a spiritual successor to Dead Space, and you look at the gameplay, it's a very similar situation.
Too.
It looks very cool. Graphics, super next gen looking. The gore system. You made a note
dude, that's what I wrote down. The gore system sounds insane.
Yeah, they've got like rigging of all the individual like skeletons and like muscles
limbs
and stuff.
Yeah,
and then the you can like tear limbs off and stuff, which is how the gameplay in original Dead Space is, because the monsters are all like their arms are up here like this, and it's all crazy. And so the twist on the gameplay in that is that your goal is not for headshots, but to cut off the limbs of the enemy, like strategically dismembering them. Mm-hmm. So like you're getting rushed by a bunch of them, so you want to go for the legs, so that they're like crawling on the ground. It slows them down, and then you can shoot off their arms, and you have a kinesis system because it's like, oh, the engineers need to be able to lift heavy stuff for part of their job. So part of your suit is you're able to use telekinesis on objects. So you shoot off the like spiked limb of a monster, you pick it up with telekinesis, and you can shoot it at another one and pin them to a wall.
Oh, that's sick.
There's a really cool combat in the Dead Space games. It's really
this
fun.
Remake sounds like
there's also like stasis, so you can. It's for like slowing down fast-moving machinery when you need to operate on it.
Sure.
So you blast an enemy with it, and it puts them in slow motion for a second, and you have like a limited number of uses on that, and then you can get a recharge with items that you can buy.
Damn.
Super, super cool. The combat in
both of these
games is very fun.
Both of these games sound like they're going to be a fire, dude.
Yeah, big time. So they have mocap. They have a mocap studio within their studio, so they don't have to license out, like mocap time to an alternate studio, which a lot of game companies have to do. Yeah. So it's so cool that they can just do it all in house for Callisto Protocol. Right. Maybe they have that for Dead Space. It's EA. It's a big company, so maybe they do. For sure, Callisto Protocol is going to have it.
One of the things I wrote down on here was that it's kind of wild because this is the first game from this studio, isn't it? Or like the first big game? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it took them 3 years to make this game.
That's impressive.
That's nuts.
I mean, they're industry veterans. They know what they're doing. They've made a bunch of games in the past. But yes.
Still, to take 3 years, and like the level of detail in that video you sent me is nuts.
Looks incredible.
Audio,
the next gen systems,
the gore system. It's wild. And they're only doing it in 4.
Unreal 4.
Unreal 4, not even Unreal Engine 5.
I am so excited for when Unreal Engine 5 becomes the default, and for when studios are able to ditch the old consoles and fully focus on the new ones, which I think the Dead Space remake is going to be next gen only, like current gen only. Badass. So PS5 and Series X and PC. X. Yeah. That's exciting because I feel like for a while everything has been cross gen, so everything has been kind of held back by needing to be able to run on the older systems. Right. But once we get into fully next gen territory or current gen territory, that's going to be awesome.
So did you watch the trailer, I think at last year's E3 for the new Sonya's
Hellblade. Hellblade game. Yeah. Senua's Sacrifice was the name of the first
one. And it was just all it was all gameplay, but it was like super, super, super hyper realistic. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched it. It looks fantastic. And they went in and they had to like fight a giant in a cave.
Yeah.
This looks so cool.
It looks insane. I'm very excited for
that's an Xbox One, but you could play it on PC.
I can play it on PC. Yeah. I actually bought the first game on PC, but I haven't played it yet because I'm a lazy
I think the
bastard.
first one's available on PlayStation. I might pick it up.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
It looks really fun, and I think who is it that
Ninja Theory?
No. Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Oh yeah.
Really, really liked the game. He said it was really good. So that's part of the reason that I bought it, because he said it was really good.
He seems to have pretty good taste. I think I agree most of the time on what he says.
90% of the time, I like what he has to say.
Every once in a while, he'll say something I don't agree with, but most of the time, he's pretty on point.
Some of his Marvel takes, I'm not a huge fan of, but he's
coming at it from the angle of like film criticism and like taking it seriously. I feel exactly. Like. Whereas I don't know. I know what I'm getting out of Marvel, and I'm like, it's going to be goofy. It's going to be its own thing.
We're watching because we're Marvel nerds, basically.
Yeah, the whole man, we're gonna get into a whole discussion about Marvel. We can pass on that.
Yeah, let's get back. Let's focus back on Dead Space.
Yeah. So you have PUBG ? What
was that about?
So originally, this game was going to be part of the same universe as PUBG. Like it was going to be set in the same universe, but just in the distant future. The Callisto Protocol was. Yeah. And that seemed nuts to me because it has nothing to do with PUBG. Why would you set it in the same universe? It's just super weird.
Dead Space and PUBG.
So we still good? Cool. Yeah. So what happened was they were making this game and they were coming up with all the ideas for it.
Yeah.
And then the publisher is the same publisher that put out PUBG.
Okay.
And so they said, hey, would you consider, like, what would you think of making this game be set in the same universe as PUBG? And we can have, like, an interconnected franchise deal going on. Mm-hmm. And so they said, okay, sure, I guess it's fine. Sure. It'll just be the distant future, so we don't necessarily have to like tie too much into it. Mm-hmm. But as they started to go on in developing the Callisto Protocol, they started to establish more lore and backstory and like things specifically that they wanted to have going on, and they realized it doesn't really make sense to have it be part of the PUBG universe.
Yeah.
So they talked to the publisher and they're like, can we just be our own thing? It doesn't really make sense to be in the PUBG universe. And so they said, yeah, that's fine. So now it's its own. It's totally separate. It's not part of PUBG, but it is interesting and a little silly that it ever was going to be.
Yeah, that's
because it's such a different tone.
They like a horror game, and then
it's a goofy battle royale game where you fight people with a frying pan.
Exactly. Yeah. Makes no sense.
Yeah, no, it's very silly. What were you talking about? Hopefully it doesn't end up like Cyberpunk. Yeah, well, I don't think it will.
Well, so my thing was it looks really good in the trailers, but they only took 3 years to develop it. Sounds like there's a ton of like next gen type stuff going on in it.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll end up being like a Cyberpunk 2077 deal, but I mean,
it's a linear.
Right, it's not an open
as opposed
world
to an open world RPG with a million different story paths and tons of things that can happen in a customizable character. It's just you got the one character and the one path of the story.
Through it,
I don't think 3 years is too short for something like that, especially Unreal Engine. I'm not a game developer, but it seems like it's very
for a long time too.
Especially as a veteran developer, I feel like you'd be able to work with it with a degree of ease that would facilitate a faster development process than something bigger. Yeah. Also, 3 years is a pretty good amount of time. I think Elden Ring only took like 5 years, so...
Damn, that's kind of impressive for a game.
I mean, like that. From Software goes hard, though, so it's hard to really measure against other developers.
Dude, we'll table that.
We're running up on the end of time.
I know.
I really feel like we could make this a 2-hour episode if we wanted to, because there's so much we haven't talked about.
Dude, we've got
tons of notes.
2 fucking things on this list.
That's all right.
Let's see what else we got here.
Speaking of survival horror stuff, I did watch another episode of the Resident Evil Netflix show.
Yeah. And I'll scroll down to your notes down there.
Can I tell you something, dude?
Tell me.
It's still bad.
How many episodes have you watched?
4. So I'm halfway through. It's an 8-episode season.
Yeah.
So the villain...
It's taking you a fucking long time to watch this thing.
It's not very good. I'm just inching my way through it. Every once in a while, I'm like, I'll get through one more episode.
Okay, so before you say your thing, you taking this long to watch it makes me not want to watch it.
You don't have to. It's fine.
I think I'll
unless the last couple episodes absolutely blow my mind and it's amazing.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Okay.
I'll let you know if it gets much better. So the villain, I'm going to say, still cringe. I talked about this on episode 3, but holy moly, this dude, I cannot stand him. So in this episode, they get captured by this other faction. So you've got the main character and then the bad guy, and then they both get captured by some like rogue faction, right? Yep. And they're in the truck on the way to the hideout, and this guy's like, so I hear you're part of the library effort to restore society and hang on to old media. I hear they have everything. even SpongeBob. And he's like, what? He's like, I love SpongeBob. I mean, his best friend is a starfish. What more could you want?
I'm not watching this show, dude.
What is this dialogue? This dude is cringe out of his mind. And there's another scene where they're in a cell and he's trying to convince the main character that he's like, you know, worthy of escaping with her and like surviving the situation. Sure. He's like, I've got kids. Do you have kids? And he's talking about like, oh, they mean everything to me and I work for Umbrella because, you know, I need to be able to provide for them. And so, you know, the ends justify the means. He's like, look at them. And he shows a picture. It's 2 chihuahuas. Oh
my god!
2 chihuahuas. And he's talking about my kids. Like, bro, what is this?
I will not be watching this show. It sounds like I'm not going to watch this show. But let me tell you,
dude, this guy's the worst character. This is like James Corden. If James Corden was a Resident Evil villain, that's this guy.
Yikes.
But they give him the best action sequence in the show.
Seriously.
In this episode, dude, he gets this full, like, 3-minute, one-take John Wick-style gun fu action sequence of him tearing through a horde of zombies single-handedly. And it's the coolest fight in the whole show so far. And it's the worst character. Jesus. I'm like, where did that come from? This dude has been so incompetent so far, and then all of a sudden he just goes full John Wick mode on a bunch of zombies out of nowhere.
So when I watched this trailer, it looked good. I was pretty hyped for it.
They take just the parts that look like stuff from the games and put it in the trailer.
And then the rest of it is just not great.
Yeah. One thing that they do use, which is cool, is some enemy types from the games. You get like a horde of lickers comes and decimates a bunch of people. That was a cool scene. You get the chainsaw guy from Resident Evil 4. He's
with a bag on his head?
With a bag on his head. Yeah, he looks just like Resident Evil 4. Only he's not like a Ganado, like a zombie guy like he is in RE4.
Yeah.
He's just a dude who has a bag on his head and a chainsaw and he gets killed like pretty easily. I was like,
well, that's not accurate at all.
He looked accurate though, so it was cool to see that.
Yeah.
But
it didn't take a million bullets to take him out.
He should have been really tough. He should have been a zombie. And
I remember running into one of those baghead chainsaw guys in the game the first time.
Oh, yeah,
and I just kept shooting this guy in the head, stressful. And he was just not going down. I looked at you, I was like, dude, why is he not dying?
Yeah, they're supposed to be very scary, but this guy was just like, it was just fan service, I guess, to have it look like him, but it wasn't actually, you know, the same type of enemy. But it's cool. They also have some enemies that are not from the games. Like there's like a leader zombie that this rogue faction is using to like control a population of zombies to like get them to spin a thing to generate electricity for them. Mm-hmm. And so they do that by feeding this like head zombie. That reminds me of like a Left 4 Dead. You know, like the witch can like call people, or call zombies and like make them do things.
Yep.
It's like a
witch zombie,
like a witch zombie. And so it's like this old lady zombie that can scream and like control the other zombies, which is not something that's in the games.
Right.
Which could be kind of cool to have like a leader zombie controlling them.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. Dude, the makeup for that leader zombie is so nasty. I mean, it looked good. Like it was high production value, but man.
Like gross.
Like they're feeding her like a corpse or whatever to like appease her so that she does what they want. Mm-hmm. And it's like a zombie, but also it's eating this stuff, and it's like all along its bottom lip. There's like, I don't know if they use like raw chicken. It looks like it's just leaking out of her bottom lip, like. And dude, I could barely watch it. I was so glad I wasn't eating. It was just so gross. Every time they showed the zombie, it just got gunk spilling out of its mouth.
That sounds nasty.
So gross. But that was a cool idea. And so, like I said before, they kind of flash back between 2 timelines, and that's what's going on in the present day timeline. In the flashback timeline, when the main character is younger, it's just like high school drama stuff. Like she goes to a party and like her sister doesn't fit in, and then there's a boy she likes and she talks to him, and they just kind of like get into teen stuff. Like, I don't know, it feels like a CW show.
Look at my face. Look at my face.
And I'm like, what is the point of this section?
No,
it feels like it's building to something, but it's taking so long to build to that.
Yeah.
And you're not, it's just goofy.
You're not like hooked on it either. Obviously, because you're 4 episodes in and it's taking you like a month and a half to watch it.
And there's just no, it doesn't feel like Resident Evil at all. It feels like a CW show.
Like the Archie comics being Riverdale.
Dude, I haven't seen Riverdale. I just see clips every once in a while.
Yeah.
It looks so goofy. They're doing magic and parallel universes and ninjas and stuff. Like, what's going on in Riverdale?
Insane.
It almost makes me want to watch it just to see what the hell's going on. But it doesn't look good.
I can't watch CW shows, bro. I can't watch CW shows. I watched a ton of The Flash.
I got through a couple seasons of The Flash, but it's just too CW, man. I can't take it.
I hate Iris in that show, bro. I hate her in that show. That's a story for another time, but
yeah, we can get into that.
I hate episode. Iris in The Flash on the CW.
So also they meet this like reporter guy that's like trying to expose Umbrella for their evil doings, because Raccoon City, the Raccoon City incident from Resident Evil 2 and 3 happens canonically in this show, and the city got nuked, but somehow it got covered up and nobody knows about it, and Umbrella is still a thing, which in the games Umbrella gets shut down and they end up having to do like open up like
door secret
yeah. So Umbrella is like no longer a public company in the games, but in this they're still a big thing and everybody knows about them, and they're like, yeah, Umbrella is a good pharmaceutical company, we love Umbrella.
But Raccoon City still
Raccoon City still happened and got nuked by the government to eliminate all the zombies.
What the fuck?
And so it just got covered up like, oh, it was a big fire, like the city burned down. I'm like, come on, how do you like, really
nuke a whole ass city and not know?
Nobody noticed that. I mean, a nuke is not an easy thing to hide, I feel like.
No.
Especially in a major city.
Yeah.
And so that happened. And also, he talks about, like, Albert Wesker died in 2009, which that's when Resident Evil 5 takes place, when Chris Redfield kills him.
Oh.
At the end of that game, because he's, like, the final boss. And
so this is, like, a sequel to, like,
so
the
this
series?
This is, like, at least behaving as if the games are canon to it, but obviously with differences, because Umbrella is still a company, and somehow Wesker is alive, and he's like a family man, and he's like raising these kids, and like he takes their blood and injects it into them sometimes, like to keep them alive or something.
I think you got that fly, by the way.
Did I?
I think so.
Ooh, I hope so. That was been annoying me the whole episode.
That would be pretty hype.
So I don't know, man. Like they're like, yeah, Wesker died, and so he's this like a reincarnate or like a build of him, like a clone, maybe. I don't know what it is.
This show sounds like sounds good enough to start, but also some of the things you're saying, I'm like, I don't want to touch this thing with a 10-foot pole.
I want to finish it just to see like how it ties into the games and what's going on there, because right now it seems like they're trying to make some connections between things that I know about, but also it's so weird, and the only character that is consistent is Wesker.
But he's not like the game.
He's like a clone or something, and like he's weird. Okay. I don't understand.
Here's what you need to do. You need to fucking watch the rest of this show.
Yeah.
This week, so we can talk about it next week. Because I gotta know, dude. It's 4 episodes. 4 episodes.
It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, you got time. You got time, bro. You got time.
I hope so.
Just one episode a day. This is what you tell to me all the time, bro. So I'm just preaching it back.
Okay, but the shows I want you to watch are good.
But I want to know about this, bro.
All right. I'll try to get through it. We'll see next episode if I can talk more about it. Anyway, it's goofy. We're not going to talk super long about this because you haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I want to touch on this really quick.
Sandman. Yeah.
So I am 7 episodes in right now out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's fucking awesome. You need to watch it.
Okay,
it's great.
I have not read the comics.
So
would you recommend I read the comics first, or just go raw dog the show?
I don't think you necessarily need to read the comics first. So I haven't read the comic in a while, but I did listen to an Audible original of this part of the story, and that was well adapted from the comic, and this seems like it's okay. Let me try to explain this.
Okay.
There was a comic.
Yes.
Okay. Then they did an Audible original.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yep, that was really good. I listened to that. They had
some big voice actors, some big actors.
Yeah, they had Darcy from Thor. She played Death.
Okay.
She voiced Death.
She good?
Yeah, it was actually pretty solid.
That's not a role I would have expected her to take.
But she did a good job.
Right.
And then for Morpheus, Sandman, they had fucking... I just thought of his name on the way over here. Professor X in the old days ones, not Patrick Stewart.
Oh wait, hang on. What?
Not Patrick Stewart.
What do you mean the old days ones?
Like not the old days, but like the
James McAvoy
line. Yeah, James McAvoy voiced Morpheus in the Audible original. Did a great job.
Okay.
That was really good. And
who do they have playing him in the show?
A new guy. I don't know his name, but he is perfectly casted. Like, comic and then the show, they're like the casting on the show is phenomenal. Like, I love the casting for everybody.
Okay.
One of the main villains of the show, his name is
Morbius?
I forgot
Morbius versus Morpheus?
I forgot his name. I gotta look that up, dude. Rest in peace. This is going to be a long episode, but I gotta look this up.
That's
oh my
right.
god, what's his name?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen it.
Oops, that's not what
Just Google, like, Sandman villain.
This is what we're looking for.
I'd probably come up with Spider-Man. Spider-Man villain, Sandman. So I something I'm weirded out by while you're looking this up. If this is a DC show, why is it on Netflix and not HBO Max?
Yeah, I don't know. That's whack as hell.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I wondered that same thing because it is a DC.
Yeah, it's DC, right?
It doesn't make any sense.
Constantine is in it. Are they not? It's a female Constantine, though, right?
It's like Constantine's like niece. It's like a Constantine, but it's not like it's not.
Is it like an alternate universe variant, or is it like
it's like related to the Constantine?
But the Constantine exists somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay,
but this is like a different Constantine. It's played. You haven't watched Doctor Who, damn.
I've seen a little bit of it. I watched the whole Christopher Eccleston run.
You haven't watched the part that she's in, but she's in Doctor Who with the 11th Doctor. She plays.
What's the actor that plays the 11th Doctor? Because I don't know the numbers. The old guy,
not David Tennant, but
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
Okay.
She is in the Matt Smith era.
Gotcha.
And Peter Capaldi. She is a little Peter Capaldi, but she's really good in that show. She's really good in this one too.
Very cool.
This guy is the Corinthian. The Corinthian is the main villain.
Oh,
he's like a big villain
in the Bible,
like a Bible type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's played by the bad guy from Logan.
Oh yeah, no, I'm recognizing him, seeing him on this picture that the audience cannot see right now.
He is fantastic in the show as well.
Okay, what is Sandman? Can you just sell me on it real quick, like I did with Dead Space for you? Because I don't know anything about it. I have Sandman Nocturnes and Overtures right there on my shelf that I've read, but I didn't understand any of it. It was nothing.
It's a prequel. It's a prequel. So basically, it's about Morpheus. He is the Sandman.
Yeah, he makes you sleep. He's like a dream guy.
Yeah, he is the dream. He's one of the endless. So there is dream, destiny, like desire. Yeah, exactly. Desire, death, and they're like all related.
Okay.
But this is about dream. Okay. So basically,
this takes place in the DC universe, then.
Yeah,
not the DCEU, but like
it is a DC in the DC universe. Yeah. So basically, at the start of the show, he gets captured for like 100 years, and like things just fall apart in the world. And he has 3 different like talisman things. He's got a helmet. He's got a ruby that he wears, and he has a pouch full of sand. And all those things get taken from him.
Okay.
So the show is basically about him reclaiming his stuff.
Is that what the comic is about? The Amazon original?
So this just covers like the first big main storyline. So it goes over him getting his stuff. There's a... I'm trying not to spoil it, but I'm trying to like... It's good.
Okay.
Just watch.
I'll just take your word for it.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's very good. Definitely, I will say the first episode is a little slower. And if you're not sold on the first episode, give it another. Give it some time.
Dude, I gave Resident Evil 4 episodes. So
if you gave this 4 episodes, you're gonna you'll be
It's
hooked.
10 episodes total, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. Are they an hour episodes?
Like 35 to 50 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So they're not bad. So the way I watch shows, sometimes I'll just like watch an episode a night. This show, I'm just like fucking trying to watch as many as I can in one night because that's how much I like it. It's really good. I love all the actors. The actors do a really good job. Some of the CG is a little...
Yeah, it's a TV show. I don't expect it to be a movie level.
But some things are really solid. Like the dreaming, like is his
Like
domain. His domain is the dreaming, and that's where people like fall asleep and they go and they live in the dreaming while they're dreaming.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Okay. It's like a alternate universe type deal?
Yeah, it's like a big castle type of deal. It's very good. It's very good. I would definitely recommend it to just about everybody.
All right.
Because it's a good show.
And next week we'll have to, once you finish the show, we'll do like a full review of it, and I'll try to watch it. Although if you want me to watch Resident Evil 2, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to both of them.
Watch Resident Evil first, and then start Sandman after that.
All right, fair enough.
And then you can talk about Resident Evil. I'll talk about Sandman. But it's very good. Would recommend. It's a solid show.
Okay, so before we go, I do want to touch on one more little thing.
Okay, is this on the list?
I Am Groot came out. Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about Ezra Miller at DC.
Why don't we just save this stuff, bro? I mean, I know we're going to be
as hell.
I know we're going to be 2 weeks late on I Am Groot. Can we keep it quick? 7 minutes. Let's take 6 minutes.
Okay, we'll talk about DC next week, and we'll say I Am Groot for right now. You watched it. Was it good?
I liked it. It was fun. It was just like a little fun thing.
Okay, I did not watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because it seems unimportant, I'm gonna watch it.
It's not important at all. It's not. It has nothing to do with like the main universe.
Gotcha.
Like there's nothing tying it into anything.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I wasn't super in a hurry to watch it. It's just like a cute little kids like shorts, right?
It's 5-6 minute 6 minute animated shorts, and they're just like cute
How
little.
many episodes is it?
5-6 minute.
Oh, okay. So it'll take me like half an hour to get through.
Yeah, I watched them all like while I ate some lunch today.
Okay.
It's just a cute little fun romp with Groot, basically. He does a couple of goofy things, and it's fun.
Okay, it's cool.
It's nothing crazy, though. It is literally just like a kid show about Groot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. That's why I didn't want to hop into it immediately, but I do have a little bit of speculation. Do you think we're going to get adult Groot back in Guardians 3? Because I miss adult Groot. I'm tired of teenage Groot and baby Groot. I want
He's
normal
not as
Groot.
Powerful.
Yeah, and also normal Groot was cool, and we haven't seen him since Guardians 1. We've had more time now with not adult Groot than we have with adult Groot.
I gotta assume that they're gonna bring adult Groot back for the next movie.
I hope so.
I do too.
All right, I think it's time to call it.
Okay.
We appreciate you guys watching the Big and Stuff podcast.
Are solid.
Yeah, if you made it through this whole thing, all our rambling, we appreciate it.
Big ram.
If you enjoy the content, make sure you drop a like.
The Ramblers.
Ramblers. Drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you know when we upload a new video. And we hope you tune in next week.
Because we're not just uploading podcasts now. We're
going to branch it out into some other kind of content, which we're going to go and record right now, after this. So we'll see you next time.
Adios.